So here's the idea. Everything that happens amongst humans can be seen through the lens of energy and information. So right now I'm speaking to you, and packets of energy are leaving my mouth in the form of sound waves. Agreed? Sound waves, that's energy. Okay. And if you speak English, which I'm assuming most of you do, at least fairly well, otherwise this would be a real bummer for you. The information is in the form of the meaning these packets of energy have for you in the form of words. So, energy, sound, vibrations, information, the words, the meaning. Right? So, that's energy and information. That's one example. Now, your brain is the mechanism that structures the flow of energy and information. Human brain can be enskulled. You could hold it in your hand. If you had an autopsy and someone opened your skull, they could hold your human brain in your hand, right? But did you know you also have two more brains? You have a heart brain and you have a gut brain. Stay with me, might seem weird. Did you ever have a heartfelt sense of something? Right? In English, we say that. I don't know in other languages if it translates, but we'll say, like, oof, I had a heartfelt sense about that. Ooh, I felt that in my heart. So you can feel really beautiful things in your heart, right? Like when you hold a baby or when you have a kitten or you go on Reddit and you see these cute little videos. Oh, that warms my heart. That's because you have neurons there, y'all. The same thing that happens in your skull brain is happening in the area around your heart. You could also have your heart start to pound really hard and get that sensation and equate that with some sort of discomfort, fear, worry, panic, heart brain. You also have a gut brain. Did you ever have it where you were really nervous about something and had to go to the bathroom really bad? I mean, I'm just going to do real talk here, people. So, yeah, that's your gut. That's the nervous system around your gut. You can also get a gut feeling, a gut sense. Okay. So we have an enskulled brain, a heart brain, and a gut brain. So our body and our skull, our head, are connected. They're sharing energy and information, and they're structuring how it flows. They can increase the flow, the brain increases the flow to get us to act on something, or maybe decreases the flow because it's really not that important. That's the basic sense of the brain. Okay. Now, what's the mind then? Well, the mind you can't hold. It doesn't exist anywhere in a concrete form. The mind is a complex system that monitors and modifies the flow of energy and information. Okay. So the brain is structuring it, either increasing it, decreasing it, having it remain stable. And then the mind gets on board, goes, okay, what are we going to do with this? I'm going to monitor this flow and then I'm going to modify it. So let me give you a concrete example. Right now, I'm going to stand and I'm just going to march in place. I'm going to march in place. So I set the intention from my mind to march into place. I had a thought, I'm going to march in place. I sent the signal to my brain, and my brain enacted my motor centers and allowed my knees to bend and myself to march. And now I have in my ears, energy and information is coming into my brain, and I hear a sound, and my mind is telling me that's your feet hitting the ground. Okay. Now I'm also sensing my knees, which are a little sore today because I worked out yesterday. And so the brain is sending me signals of pain or sensation from my knee, and my mind's making sense of it. That's because I worked out yesterday. The mind and the brain. So mental activity, you guys, we're going to talk a little bit more about this in depth for you, but mental activity is just thoughts, perceptions, beliefs, body sensation. It's really that state of awareness. It's how we make sense of the information the brain is sending us. But the cool thing is the mind can change the brain and the brain can change the mind. And I like this for teachers because a lot of times we're working with children who have challenging behavior. Their brain's nowhere near fully developed, and we feel stymied and stuck. But if we also know something that we can impact is children's thoughts, perceptions, beliefs, and feelings, if we really understand they have this interior landscape, it's an opportunity for us to connect with that, to see things from the child's perspective, right? And then be able to intervene more effectively. I'm going to give you an example in a minute. But first, I want to share with you the final point of this triangle of the flow of energy and information. And the final point is relationships. Guys, I've been doing this a long time, since the 80s, and a lot has changed. I mentioned timeout, letting babies cry it out. We didn't wash hands quite as much as we got to wash hands now too. A lot has changed. But what hasn't changed is it's all about relationships. We were saying that in the 80s. We're still saying it now. It's all about relationships. And let me give you the science of why that's true. In a nutshell, it's all about relationships because this energy and information from the brain and the mind is shared in the context of relationships. And the quality of those relationships has everything to do with how we grow, learn, and develop